defenders have been given. Like,
people, Deluded, I'm back again. Obviously, second live stream of the day, second live stream of the morning. Literally, one love to everyone who was just on my live stream, literally just now, where we spoke about Arsenal. We've still got many things to speak about. Smash the like button, and I have to say it again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night to whom it may concern. Monday, people, let's start the week strong. Let's all have a good week to remember. Hope you had a great weekend. Definitely Arsenal fans, Spurs fans, away from the result. I hope you and your family are well and safe. I hope everyone in their family first and foremost has good health, and I hope you lot this week reach your goals, hopes, dreams and ambitions. Speaking of that, the journey on YouTube never continues. I've gone back to 0 subscribers. I say 0 because we've hit 50,000 and we need to get 50 more and beyond, so the grind don't stop. The dream is free. The hustle was sold separately, but I couldn't do it without you guys. I'm just the face of this. I'm just a mouthpiece. It's you lot that are the heartbeat. You lot are the engine room. You know, I might get the highlights reel. I might be Gabriel Jesus. You lot are Partey and Xhaka and all of these, man. So appreciate you lot, whatever country you're from. I see India half the time here. North America, Canada, America, Jamaica's there, Barbados is there. I see Nigeria. But listen, if I ain't said New Zealand, Australia, it's appreciative to have a worldwide thing where we're just speaking football, and some of you are not even Arsenal fans, so large up yourselves again for that one. But yeah, man, we're back again, really and truly. Again, appreciative to everyone that was there, and any of you that were in the last live stream and you do have any talking points, filter them back over, because I'll be doing you lot dirty. In fact, someone asked me, do I rate Marcus Llorente? He's calm, really. AJ has said, morning Deluded. This is from the last live stream. I don't want to miss anyone out. Hope you're good. I definitely think Ben White needs to be rated more. Guy hasn't put a foot wrong. People just don't like him, innit? Like, some people, listen, when it comes to Xhaka, when it comes to Ben White, and just several players at Arsenal and other clubs, many football fans can say, pardon me, boom, I never rated him, or I felt he was shaky, he's playing well, all right, calm. Some people, because they have had one opinion of him, of Arteta or on Xhaka, that's it. They are not the majority of the fans. You're not going to please people. Reality is the same people that are gassing up Arsenal, talking like it's a shoe-in for fourth, maybe even talking about league titles, talking about Arteta as this. They're going to be the first to do a complete 360 and draw these guys out the minute Saliba makes a mistake, Arteta, etc. So you can never please people. One thing I have liked about Arteta, away from the tactics, I'll keep saying it. I like how the atmosphere at the club, fans abroad, fans at the ground, the connection with the players and the fans and all that. The Emirates is as big as a fortress as it's ever been. It's not quite a difficult ground to go to, but it's definitely a more feared ground for Arsenal fans, anyways. I think many people can accept that, but I do like Arteta's siege mentality. He obviously connection with the fans, but it's like it's us against the world. When they're singing our praises, we don't get too excited. When they're drawing us out, we don't get too excited. We just focus on what we're doing, because they're gonna love you and hate you. The same rope you climb up in life is the same one they hang you with. So we just need to keep going, really, not get too excited. You know, pat ourselves on the back. You know, we just heard in the last live stream, you know, players are getting individual coaches and fitness dons, and you know, there's a better mentality, and I do think there's more pride in individual and collective performances. We just need to keep doing that, really. We've not achieved anything yet. We've started the season well, you know. Pre-season, it still feels like we're in dream world. You know, we started what is going to be a difficult October with a lot of games in a fantastic spot, but we've not achieved nothing yet. These lot ain't playing in the Champions League next year, confirmed. You lot are not in the latter stages of Europa League or FA Cup and things like that. You know, while I do like the form that players are going through and what we're doing, you know, in a nice way, I want to see so much consistency from Saka, from Saliba, from Martinelli, and these lot of bad boy footballers, don't get confused, that it doesn't shock me. You know, Haaland scored a hat-trick. He's a monster, but it doesn't shock me. It's almost like I'm not impressed because he's sick. That's what you do. Kevin De Bruyne, lovely assist yesterday. That's what you do. So this needs to become the minimum, you know, because for years, the things we have praised these footballers generally at Arsenal about, the minimum, working hard, pride in the performance, consistency, reacting to setbacks, someone making a mistake, fucking forgiving them and just getting on with it. These are things that you shouldn't necessarily be praised for. So I like the direction we're moving on. Let's not count all our chickens before it hatches. Let's keep going. It's a difficult October. Let's just focus on getting to December/January, which is also a difficult period, like every games are for everyone. Still realistically saying these same things that we're waffling about. We do that. We take care of that. We could be in a great scenario. We don't do that, we could be in problems in it. So it's lovely to see with what we're doing, really, but we just need to keep going. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. And last season, you saw that we started terribly, we ended terribly. In between, there was things, but Benny Blanco's doing all right with Benjamin White. You're never going to justify 50 million. We bought him off the back of one Premier League season, but no one talks about it. No one cares. You know, he's improving, showing versatility at centre half as well as right back. You know, you, Gabriel, Saliba, Tomiyasu's ability to play there, Rob Holding if it's a 3-5-2. Ideally, you bring in a centre back that's better than what we have on par. We've got good options, really. We're getting depth. In many ways, I feel in areas we have got depth, but at the same time, we don't. So let's just keep going, really. For a club like Arsenal, Gabriel needs to be on the bench. Allow it, man. You know, he needs to slap himself and hold himself accountable for the mistakes. But Gabriel's a good defender, has been a good defender, has had a good season. I think he's getting a bit of the Xhaka treatment where his bozo moments are too close and everyone forgets about the good. Gabriel's almost become a bit of an unsung hero for me because he's not as pretty on the ball like Saliba and Ben White, and he's not in quite as good form, but I think his form's there. I hold him accountable. I'm biased. It's Gabriel FC, man. The man's an aggressive defender, colossal defender, still got potential. Man, we're begging him to sign, you know, when he was linked with Juventus and these things there, which he still is, man, we're begging him to stay, man. You know, Gabriel's doing his thing. You know, and when he gets don't bread, all I'm gonna say is don't bread. When you see him moving it, don't bread. Everyone's gonna get their time, and Gabriel did well against Spurs. He done the stupid thing. Xhaka's involved in that as well. If Xhaka hooks it clear, maybe Gabriel don't make the foul, but forget all of that. Xhaka could have done better. Saliba's header maybe could have done better. Gabriel obviously could have done better. The transition, Son and Kane, we spoke about that yesterday. It was, I mean, in the last live stream, it's 7 against 3. Saka's had the ball in their half. He was doing well at right wing. I think Bentancur's won it. Son's countered attack. He played a 1-2 with Kane. Partey's not done well enough. Zinchenko's out of role. Collectively, it's our first defender is Jesus. Our first attacker is Ramsdale. I do agree. If there was something Gabriel could have done, could be dropped. And maybe that's the angle. Ben White gets put back in at centre half and Tomiyasu plays there. We do need partnerships. You know, Gabriel and Saliba, Gabriel and Ben White and Saliba needs to happen. You know, I do wish Saliba could transfer some of his composure to Gabriel. I do agree that you kind of want to see it's happening a bit too frequently, but I think people are overstating it, man, really and truly. Gabriel don't need no rest. He made a mistake, but he's been good other than that. He was hung out to dry against United. He's an aggressive defender. He likes to step out. He stepped out against United. He looks stupid, but there's gaps. The only one I'm really on to Gabriel about is the Fulham one, because what the hell are you doing? And there's mistakes in this whole team. Let's be real. As I just said, the goal we just conceded against Spurs, as much as we were good, you know, we didn't need to concede that. The 2 at Leicester didn't need to concede that. There was warning signs for the whole team at the 3 we conceded against United. You know, we got away with it against Palace, but they was there. Villa and Fulham, it could have been avoided. We all have collective responsibility for defending. Everyone's going to go through good and bad moments of form. It's always one guy and then the other sort of thing. Last season, we would be blaming Xhaka for that Gabriel penalty. Opinions change with form. You're by yourself, because I've just said they're all collectively doing this thing. Like, they're all collective. There was many ways that could have stopped. Ramsdale's had L's as well. But they're going to happen. Young Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, they're not Odegaard. They're not going to bag or score some games. But I'm riding with Gabriel to the end still, man. But he does need to pattern up a bit, man. And I must admit, if he was to give me a decent little offer for Gabriel right now, since he's been here, I've never been more, what's the word, like, on entertaining it, if it makes sense to you lot of people. But Gabriel's my guy. And it would surprise me if he's not in line for a new deal, same way as well. Big up you lot, people. I'm still here. It's just we did a live stream just before this. I need to make sure that it's all patterned. Could you imagine that YouTube demonetized my Arsenal watch along? They must be Spurs fans, man. This video has been confirmed by manual review as not suitable for most advertisers. Again, someone at YouTube must be a Spurs fan, because how is that any different from my Manchester Derby watch along where we did the same thing? Don't worry, people. I've sent an email. First thing I did today, I was talking with them on a live chat. You see why I need to get to 100K? Because, bro, man, on some live chat like it's Amazon. It's dead. At least with Twitch, shout out to Rants. Man can ask some people what's going on, what is happening. What's the meaning of this? Can't say that at YouTube, but we're moving it. What's going on here? Okay, sorry, folks. But actually, this is making me a bit paro still. What's going on, YouTube? All right, cool. I don't know why it weren't letting me. All right, we're back now. Big up you lot, people. I'm still here. Just need to do 1-2 admin things on my other live stream. Don't forget 4:30. We're playing FM, people. Champions League and FA Cup final time. Make or break. Settings. So yeah, let's do up that. Let's go over here. Put them as my end screen. Don't forget to check out the YouTube playlist as well, folks, and make sure you're following on Apple Music and Spotify. I only put it on MP3 for you lot. Some of you like, oh man, can you put it on MP3 when I'm driving in the car, bro? We do that for you lot. That's why do you think I cut up half of these clips for you lot as well? You think I want to sit here cutting up clips from a live stream? I'm happy with you lot checking out the timestamps, which are also in the description. More time. User, do what I can for user experience and chat. But yeah, let's slap that in. 48. We was there for 48 minutes. Time flies, man. Bloody hell. And actually, let's make sure the timestamps are there. Obviously, in the last live stream, we went over the article in the Daily Mail about Sammy Mokbel, about Saliba, Saka, and Martinelli's contracts. Tim Lewis apparently is going to spend more time at the Emirates, people, after leaving his other role. So yeah, it is what it is in that regards, man. Yeah, shout out Ben White, man. Just because I think at the time when we signed Ben White and Ramsdale, myself included, I went on to them. But if you told me a centre back, I wasn't saying Ben White and I wasn't saying Ramsdale. I was happy with them. You can go and check my videos, especially Ramsdale. I couldn't believe when people were so onto him. But maybe that's why. Sometimes, you know, football fans sometimes just don't like people because they're not their cup of tea, which I think is wrong. Llorente and Valverde are complete footballers, can play any position and do the job. I wouldn't say Llorente is complete. He's intelligent. Valverde will be complete one day. Mr. Positive, come on. Congrats on 50,000. We're doing our thing, man. Was that Saliba's best game for us? DG looked unreal. In a nice way, I should say it's more to, I hope it's against Haaland, but he's been a boss in all of them, really. He's probably say, yeah, man. Not going to lie. We need to look for an upgrade on Gabriel at the back in the summer. He's not the one. We'll have to see. Morning, Deluded. Hope you're good. we already saw that. Sorry. Saliba has 2 years left on his deal. Thoughts on White and Zinni over Tomiyasu and Tierney in the game so far. It's worked. I don't think it worked against United. I don't think in the build-up to the goal that Spurs got the penalty for, I don't think it worked. I do think there's a day for Tierney to be in the trenches, but Tierney plays a bit like Zinchenko in his own little way, and he's doing his job. I think Ben White can't lose his spot. Like Tomiyasu will always get game time for me, but Ben White can't be dropped. And if anyone's going to get dropped, it's going to be Gabriel. Ben White go back over there, really. But I think we need to keep that fluidity and get some more clean sheets. But yeah, Tierney, Zinchenko, I like how Zinchenko gives us a lot in midfield. I'm always going to advocate for Tierney, especially when you're going to play Salah and these sort of guys. But this is why you got to squad different options, variety, the spice of life, and all them things there, man. So it's worked. And it's nice to be able to have options, you know, respectfully to Tavares, who's doing his thing at Marseille, and Cedric, who's hopefully just doing Arsenal in the community or selling programs, you know. There is a drop-off depending, you know. Obviously, I do think Ben White and Zinchenko probably give you a lot more going backwards than the two that we had there. But there's less of a drop-off from what we was doing last season, innit? Man, then we're tracking, you know, I'll be looking at Gabriel like you lot were tracking planes. You lot were looking at my bloody gardener and you're on to me, man. I agree. Gabriel was there when White was injured and paired with Rob Holding. And then, man, he needs to cut out the mistakes. But he's very, very good into the next game. I don't know for blaming certain players with agendas. I speak for myself. Please don't use the we stuff. Hey, it's needed, man. There's no friendlies in football. Bro, the funny thing is people are rating Telemans more than Xhaka, and they still can, but at the same time, I think Telemans is completely different, but that would be more long-term playing the Xhaka role. I'd take Telemans, but I don't think he takes us up that level. I don't think he's that Verratti, that Kovacic, different roles, but that Valverde, and that's no disrespect to him. You know, I'm on grabbing him, Douglas Luiz, a couple of these players before you know you've got a stronger strength in depth. And I do think we need depth. But at the same time, I do think Arsenal are crawling into that position. And I don't think you can do it without probably overspending or being in the Champions League, where You need to just buy a couple of players now that might cost a dear penny, but boom, like I don't know who, but Dreamworld, if there was a Kovacic there, give them what they want for him, a next one, or things like that. As I always say, do you really think Liverpool wanted to pay what they spent on Van Dijk or Thingy? Or Allison? It is what it is. Obviously, City got a deal for Haaland, but in business, why pay more than you want to? They have to pay the money. They know there's resale value. Forget that. They know he can help them win trophies. Bob's your uncle, really and truly. I'm a bit disappointed that the City game has been postponed. Now would be the right time to play them with minimal injuries and positive momentum, maybe. But if we can just delay the City game, and if we can just get given the 3 points, why not? Will Sinistera miss the game against us? He got a red yesterday. Was it a straight red? Maybe. MP3, Spotify, other music streaming platforms are where it's at these days. Again, Spotify, Apple Music, and all them streaming platforms. But yeah, it's on MP3. Technically, that's that. Xhaka is punching way above his level this season, but we still need a new centre defensive mid in January. We'll be the 3-point collectors next week too, by God's grace. For real, he uses MP3s anymore. Hey, man, Spotify, blood. White is even overlapping now. And I do like how White even, they make some fake sort of back three with White as well. It was a second yellow, so 1 game, so he should be back for us. Cedric running the hot dog stand. Crazy, man. Hold the L from before and break the bank for Bruno Guimaraes. I would love it, but what is Newcastle going to cost an arm and a leg? We need to move forward. Would you take Ndika for free? Why not? But I want to move heaven and earth. I can't lie. I do like that Southampton centre back, the German lad. I do like him. He's probably going to cost too much, but I do like what I see from it, even him. Maybe, again, it's a bit different from what I want to see. I want to see someone that's a bit left of the field, if I'm honest with you. Someone that might be in their mid to late 20s. Someone that's, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel. These lot are really learning the tricks and trades of defending. Someone that isn't glamorous, but they really know defending. Like, maybe they've been in Italy. Maybe they've played under Jose. Maybe they've played in the Championship and all them ones there where you have to really defend, and that just understands it, really. Bring on Liverpool again. I hear that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, everyone, for the 50,000 and them things there. I don't know about Salisu. I think he's shit. You think Gabriel's got the bozo gene? Well, going for him. I couldn't believe it when people were rating him when he was linked with Arsenal before the Southampton move. He's tired, man. I'm sorry. Obviously, I think he's shit, but he's playing in the Premier League. But I'm sorry. I think that Salisu brother is shit. I think he's shit. With all them errors he comes with, it's just going to get a lot worse. We've already got players that are prone to errors at times. He's meaty, man. He's meaty. You can't help us, bro. I don't know about that. If he signed, then we could be proven wrong. Well, fair play, but that Bella Kochap guy, he's what we could deal with. Salisu is not helping us with nothing. At least at this moment in time. So true about the fans back in the team. We got it finally. Partisan fans have kept a crap team like. Crazy. Man, then we're tracking planes. 100%. Bro, Gabriel just needs to air things, man. Just air stuff. Why are you going to take people in, man? People always going to talk. And that's why we need, don't buy the hype. I don't think Saliba, Martinelli, Saka, or any of these players, I think they applaud the fans for the love they're getting and things like that. But if you buy into it, you're going to get complacent. Same way when things are going wrong and they're saying the gaffer ain't, myself included, the gaffer ain't good enough or the players ain't good enough. You can't buy into it. That's why it's so important in life to believe in what you're doing and to believe in what you're doing collectively, because we ain't achieved nothing. But from what I see from you lot, in dark times, you lot have always believed. And as I said, use the fuel of last season. Remember how it felt to see, you lot to self-capitulate, because I say it all the time. There's teams better than us. There's players better than us. We're going to have bumps and bruises, but we defeat ourselves. We have missed out on the last few years of top four because we have fucked it up ourselves. We have conceded a goal against Spurs because we switched off. We defeat ourselves really and truly. So we need to defeat ourselves, we need in a positive way first. Just keep going, man. Just keep going, man. We were linked with Melon Sa and Saliso before we got Gabriel. Exactly. Look where we'd have been. Martinelli cooked Trent last year. The cooking this year will be sensational with Trent in this type of form. You got to remember, pride's a real thing, though. What if you don't want to get embarrassed? So form does go out the window, but it's never been a better time to play Liverpool. And hopefully, we're up for it. Simple as that, really. Beating Liverpool would be a step in the right direction. be a massive 3 points, and I'll be like, all right, cool. But then you got to go and do it Leeds away. Like we said, there's 9 games in total, 8 games left of October. We've got to play 4 games in Europa League. We've got to go Leeds away. We've got to play Forest at the end of it. We've got Southampton away, I'm sure. We've got to deal with what's in front of us with Liverpool. We've got Spurs. Obviously, you got to remember these games will all tell a different tale, and we've got a small squad, so it's going to be a big ask on the fitness levels. And some players are going to have to play in Europa League. Like Granit Xhaka might have to play next Thursday and play on the Sunday. You know, Partey probably hope he can be rested, but at the same time, for you might be able to do a thing with Fabio Vieira and that. We're going to need the whole squad. You'd imagine Ben White and Saliba get the day off, really, and you go with Holding, Tomiyasu, and Tierney in there. It is what it is. But we need our whole squad. Again, imagine this with Champions League, because what? Don't forget, watch alongs Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays. If we're playing on Tuesday, Wednesday with this same squad, the same squad that played played at Spurs, they got to start in the Champions League. Unless we've confirmed qualification from the group, there's none of this Europa League resting groups, resting players, and all these things. It's the strongest team in Europe week in, week out. And you've got 2 games a week, 3 games in 10 days typically. So we're going to need to rise to that challenge. So I hope Mikel Arteta and co are starting to do what they need to do in relation to obviously buying players and getting players between January and next summer. Really, if we don't, it could be an issue. And the right players, essentially. So we'll have to see what other news is going on where Arsenal's concerned. Let me make sure Google's got some ish for us here. Chelsea looking at Martinelli. Lol. Absolute lols, mate. Lols. Big up yourself, Ash. Liverpool's style of play suits us. I'm sure we can go punch for punch with them. As long as we can, if we go punch for punch and be a bit street smart, then I'm here for it, innit? But we do need to be street smart, like incredibly street smart. No matter of the form, you give players an inch, they're gonna take a yard, innit? So we need to be sensible. And it's a different test. And I'm sure, you know, if you're Liverpool, this is the best game to want to put things right. You know, dare I say, potentially just on form alone, Arsenal might be good. I don't believe it personally, but Arsenal might be genuinely going in there with favourites. So we're going to have to see what's going on, man. Just have to keep going now. We've achieved, as I said, as much as I like this, we've achieved nothing. In May, start the celebration, start doing all of that stuff. We haven't achieved a thing in a positive way. I ain't seen you lot win Prem, which I'm not saying we're going to do this year. I ain't seen you lot be the first Arsenal team in 6 years to get back in the Champions League. I ain't seen you get to the final Europa League. So we've not done anything. Cedric's always getting corns. He corns himself. With Smith out, who covers for Martinelli, can't play every game for us. Boy, I don't know, man. We're going to have to chop and change. Not a clue. You're going to have to look to bring Nelson and these sort of lot. Arsenal top 4 guaranteed if they continue like this. You said if, and I hope we can dominate. But nothing's guaranteed in life, man. Mane, Defo rocking up at the Emirates, even though he don't play for them. Looking back at the defeat to Liverpool last season at home, those 2 goals came from lapses of concentration mostly. So watching runners and marking out pockets will be key. Amen. Once again, what you do off the ball. And that even goes for the City game as well. Is it even cooking with Trent anymore? He's not even there. It's like dribbling past the cone. Hopefully that's the same said come the weekend. And Ketia left wing high. That could be a factor. You know, Jesus could move out wide and you go Eddie up front, even though Eddie's shown he can do a little thing on the left. Not really for it, though. I'm not really for it. We should pay 42 million for Mudruk. They seem to want more. We need Mudruk, bro. He can bring a lot, I swear. What's his weaknesses? I can clearly see his strengths. You must know more than me. I'm not trying to catch you out, but what is his weaknesses? Because everyone seems to be a Ukrainian football shot to the next and Mudruk expert. What is his weaknesses? How do you take him to the next level? There's no point sitting here and talking about Martinelli, Saka, Saliba, Gabriel, Lokonga, even Zinchenko. There's no point sitting here and waffling about what they're good at. Of course, what they're good at, you need to improve that and take that to the next level and potentially turn it from being good to being great. What's his weaknesses? What's a game like that I can watch that he's made a mistake or it hasn't gone his way and he's reacted? Because I've seen a couple in the Champions League. I do know his strengths. He looks good on the ball, can carry it, can play in a couple of roles, plays with his head up, strong ball carrier, you know, wants to score, wants to assist. Clearly got certain mentality because he's shown at the Bernabeu and many difficult grounds that he can go and put in a shift. But what's his weaknesses? So I'm not disagreeing with you and saying we don't need him and things like that. But what's his weaknesses? If we don't list his weaknesses, where I've said I'm no expert on this lad, but if you can't list his weaknesses, then man don't know the player. I mean, you know, 50 million does look excessive. It could either be a thing where you pay 50 million and it looks cheap, or you miss out and he goes up and things like that. And you think about what could be, but what are his weaknesses? If nobody can list his weaknesses, like any player, then man don't know his strengths. I don't know the player. We're buying emerging talents. The Napoli winger does look lit, but he's gonna cost a pretty penny, an arm and a leg. And if we ain't got that, forget about that. And again, by all means, go for Mudruk, go for these guys, but make sure you've got other targets. Minutes for Reece Thursday. It could be an avenue, or maybe or maybe Marquinhos. You'd imagine. We have no squad depth. Who was the biggest nemesis for us? Rooney, Kane, Vardy, or Jogba? I mean, Jogba was bullying the youngers, but Jogba was a nemesis. Jogba was a bully, so I'd say Jogba's up there. Wazza's up there. He's been doing it since 16. It's between both of them, really. One and I want to give it Jogba, then I want to give it Rooney. Two great players, two of my favourite non-Arsenal players in the Prem. Vardy became a bit of a villain at late, but I'd have Rooney and Jogba above them. Kane scores, you know, penalty tax, you know. Jogba and Rooney did it all. Vardy, you knew he was scoring. I mean, end of the day, you could say Spurs, Kane's a nemesis. He went from being released from our academy to having one of the best records for players scoring at our ground. But I would go between Rooney and Jogba. Jogba was like a pantomime villain. Rooney was just on crud, innit? So yeah, man, big up yourself, man. Shout out you lot, elite talking point. Smash the like button if you haven't done such already, folks. Appreciative in advance of such. What's this? Okay. I shout out Evie Billy as well for the cheer. You done that 9 hours ago. One love. Jogba. But yeah, but to kind of gas up Rooney and belittle Jogba, I mean, Rooney doing it when, regardless of what team we had in it, like Jogba was bullying Ahmed Traore, Vermaelen, and these kind of dons there, really. You weren't really about it when the real demons was about. Bucking 16-year-old Theo Walcott. Balogun next season, I mean, he has to develop. I'd say Wazza, he's doing what he can. And you hope he can come back and be an Arsenal first team player or make some money for this football club, really and truly. So yeah, man. Hopefully he can. If not, boy, it is what it is. Let's clean up some of these tabs as well. Whoever you are, don't know who you are. What's going on here? Jermaine Genius tears are the most loveliest thing about being Spurs, man. Lovely stuff. We do also need to go over Mikel Arteta's press conference as well. I didn't get to do. I haven't read it. DG, what you saying? Go for Mahrez doesn't really get game time. I think his wages, what they probably asked, and the fact that they trimmed their squad, I'm not too sure. Saliba or Martinez, come on, man. Saliba, man. I like Martinez though, but I'm always gonna go with that. Like, always gonna go with that. What other questions have we got? Arsenal got to fight against Liverpool and be prepared. Liverpool get most of the ball, but we need to assert ourselves, man. They've got issues, and you see sometimes with Van Dijk and Trent, it's like anytime they have to defend, it's almost like a culture shock. Like Trent hasn't got a defensive bone in his body. Don't think he's as bad as some people make out. Van Dijk just thinks defending is this. Look at me, I've got long hair and I'm light skinned. Let me just do this, you know, and jockey, and then it's a myth. Game of the season next week versus Liverpool. Rooney was bullying us since he was 16. Exactly. Mudruk looks like a running behind merchant. Boy, how do you think Arsenal going to set up against City? Broski, I wish I knew, but when is the City game? Not a clue, man. Not a clue. Not a clue. Wouldn't know where to start. Can't answer that question because I just don't know, my dude. Really don't know. So it is what it is in that regards. What's this? Close that. So yeah, man, it is what it is. Let's start getting into the latest news. Yeah, let's start, man. Let's start. Obviously, we covered this already on the last live stream, but to circle back over it for you lot people again, this scrolling all the way down, talking about Saka, Martinelli and Saliba signing new deals. It's been revealed that Xhaka apologized for his role in the mistake for the penalty where Gabriel conceded it. Saka's got an executive box. And it's just basically saying that Martinelli, Saka and Saliba are priorities for the new club. And it's reiterated that we might sign a midfielder in January or show intent. But let's see what's being done. This contract, who's been formally offered, but is yet to be signed, would guarantee Saka 200 grand a week, which is well deserved in my opinion. Apparently, second, he would benefit from a contractual clause that facilitates any departure should Arsenal, as unlikely as it seems right now, fail to qualify for the Champions League. But purely from a footballing point of view, why would Saka consider leaving? There isn't a more exciting team in England. This is capping. City are there. I mean, you've got a manager you like, you're loved by the fans, but if you want to play Champions League, if you want to play with Pep, if you want to be a competitive team, it's what you need to ask yourself. And by all means, any player that wants to leave is allowed to leave, as long as we bring in replacements and as long as we get top money. If Martinelli, Saliba, and Saka are signed and we can get decent money and reinvest and get players that are better or levels, fair enough, do what you need to do. Saka has an executive box at the Emirates. Saliba, the club also see extending Saliba's contract as a priority, as they should, because he's contracted until 2024, playing well, likely, not confirmed, but likely to go off with France, a bit like Saka, and you hope Martinelli and the Brazilian boys to go after the World Cup. But as I said, it's in these lot's best interest to run their deals down. The longer you run it, the more you might be entitled to get decent money and get what you need. And in terms of earnings, you're in the best age group to earn top money, really. And that's why when you see Saka linked with a 3-year deal, 4-year deal, it's great, because always now, within the next 18 months, the talk has to restart again about a new deal. So it makes sense, people. Martinelli's drawing interest from a lot of top clubs. Klopp, who were playing on the weekend, waxes lyrical about him. Chelsea are interested purely because that would be one less player to embarrass Fofana. So we'll have to see, people. Hopefully Edu pulls his finger out and these lot stay. It's also spoke about how players at Arsenal are also taking responsibility for their fitness into their own hands. They're hiring personal trainers and these sort of things there, really. So that's good. Arteta and his players are leaving no stone unturned, people. And there's also leadership qualities. Those around the ground say Xhaka is a leader in all but name. What's all this? Is this a new article? Let's see. But yeah, big them up. So hopefully these lot sign new deals. When did this article come out? 28th. So we did hear that Newcastle preparing a £50 million bid, which probably prices us out. Once again, Arsenal intend to spend again in January with a new midfielder on the radar, as Arteta and Edu are taking Arsenal's involvement in the Europa League seriously, as you should. Arsenal and Liverpool join race to sign the next Erling Haaland. Who is this? I mean, any Norwegian brother. I mean, he's an FM wonder kid in his own right. We've been linked with him before. Apparently, he's got 5 goals in the last 10 games, or opening 10 games. Just let the guy develop, man. It's not going to help anyone saying any of that. But yeah, man, why not? I'm sure Odegaard can tell Arteta how good he really is. I mean, we don't need to read this, really. What is this? Check the new Haaland. Who is this? Oh, it's the same player that's been listed, people. Again, that's not helping him, calling him the next Haaland. I can't lie. I wanted to see Arsenal statistics. Apparently, Saliba has won possession more times than any other defender in the Premier League this season. His 11 against Spurs was also the most of any player in the North London derby. Colossal defender. I mean, he's composed. You know, he's got nerves of steel, physical qualities. Still got a lot of improvements. I think his heading can improve. Can ball play. Very much the modern day centre half. And we've got a gem there. He's going to have tough times. Let the man develop. It takes years to get to that next level. But I genuinely think, and you lot do not hear me say this often, if he really keeps developing, it's not where you start, where you finish. He has potential to be world class, and he is one of the best young players, let alone young defenders about. He has to keep developing, and he's doing well. From, you know, the composure against Spurs, nutmegging Skip, playing well defensively, lovely slide tackle against Zaha, lovely finish against Bournemouth. The man can do it all in it, and hopefully signs a new deal. It's been a long time coming, and Arsenal fans who have been waiting for him to get his chance, it's finally there in it. Spurs have now been shown 5 red cards at the Emirates Stadium in the Prem, their most at any away venue. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Oh, you got cocks on your badge, man. You can't be serious. Some of Spurs fans actually buy caps with the emblem on. So you're literally dickheads. You know, it is what it is. This lad here sums it up, you know, really. You know, I thought Gabriel was being silly, slide tackling in the box. Martinelli's going away from goal and you're putting in a red card challenge. And you hear he puts £1 million of his own money into self-improvement. People are robbing you. It's coming like that Herbalife thing. It's a pyramid scheme, whoever the coaches are. Crap dons, man. Jermaine Genius tears, Conte crying about decisions, you know, Kane pocketed, Son not on nothing. It's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. And that stupid Spurs admin handle, or the person who controls it, shut up. I think there's a Spurs fan on Arsenal because they demonetized my North London derby video, but is what it is. Shout out to Kane for having 100 Premier League away goals. That's a fantastic one. 7 goals against us from the spot. Crazy. Son's been involved in 6 goals in his last 5 league games against Arsenal. But he didn't do, well, technically he was involved, but he didn't do nothing then. Where's all the other stuff with Arsenal? Haaland has made 91 off the ball runs. That's great. Where's all the Arsenal propaganda? Oh, this isn't from the weekend. We covered that in the last live stream. Let's look at the Twitter account, which is Albino. He does a great job with this sort of stuff as well, people. Arsenal have conceded 8 penalties at home to Spurs in the Prem because they like to dive. Spurs have only won once in their last 30 away at our place. We have failed to keep a clean sheet in the last 9 Premier League games at the Emirates. So it's probably not going to happen against Liverpool, but this is something to work on, people. Xhaka has 2 goals and 3 assists this season in the Premier League. That's the same so far for Mo Salah and Bernardo Silva. Arsenal have drawn just 3 of their last 46 Premier League games since the start of last season, while none of their last 25 matches have ended level. Crazy. Shout out Harvey Downs because he does good content as well, really. And we should be spinning the block for you lot. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Arsenal have won their last 7 Premier League games in a row. Crazy. Tossart got a hat-trick and he's previously been linked with Arsenal and I think his contract is running down as well. 16% of Xhaka's Premier League goals and assists have come in the last 49 days. And I don't know how Kane got away with that little, trying to hurt Gabriel in the build-up to stuff. Only Fulham have scored more goals than Arsenal in the first 15 minutes after half-time. So we come out the blocks crazy. That's the first left-foot goal Spurs have conceded this season. Arsenal scored the most with 12. We do need to improve in terms of clean sheets. As I said, 1 clean sheet. Failed to keep a clean sheet in 9 home games. Crazy. So I don't think there's anything else. Partey finally scores from outside the box with what was his 65th attempt. Keep going. There was 21 passes in the build-up play to the opener. That's the joint longest passing sequence leading to a goal in the Premier League this season alongside Vieira's strike against Brentford. Crazy. We scored 8 goals inside the first 30 minutes of games. So, yeah, man, we just need to improve our game management a bit. Then it's lit. Shout out Jesus for scoring as well. So, yeah, we did what we needed to do there. Lokonga completed every pass in the 17 minutes he was on the pitch. But, hey, hopefully keep doing that, really. Keep doing that, my friend. Arteta has never lost a game at Spurs at the Emirates as a player or as a gaffer. Crazy. Saka has become the youngest player to appear in 50 successive league games for us since Cesc Fabregas. What a record that is, people. So, yeah, away from them stats now. We got away with that. Nice ahead of Arsenal, Newcastle, and Brentford for Shakhtar, the next winger, Mudruk. Let's see, Nice, you got Pepe. Make sure you got peas for Pepe. What's going on there? We heard Newcastle want to shell out 50 million quid on him, but all right, cool. Nice, if you see he's a dud, sell him to us at a discounted rate, man. Shout out RDF Tactics as well for the raid. I appreciate that. Just seeing that, my guy. Check him out. Good at FM and that. And he's an Arsenal fan, and we won at the weekend, man. But yeah, back on this, people. Newcastle and Arsenal especially will still fancy their chances of snapping up the Ukrainian as the battle for his signature continues. Apparently, Nice are now best placed to sign him either in January or after the current season. Well, I don't think Nice are going to pay 50 million. I don't know. He was previously asked about his desire to move to England. He said, yes, I think every guy dreams about the Premier League. When asked specifically about the Arsenal, yes, it's hard to say, but Arsenal is a very good team, very good coach. I like the way they play. He's been linked with new clubs every week, and he's been linked with Sevilla, by Leverkusen, Brentford, and a number of stuff. Romano said there's about 14, 15 European clubs monitoring him, so we'll have to see. Shout out Xhaka, because remember in 2016, Arsene Wenger reveals plan to turn Xhaka into a box-to-box midfielder. Maybe he knew something there. Shout out the gaffer. He will play games. Every week he is stronger and better. He'll have a huge impact as a player. He has the structure, he has the power, he has the strength to impose himself on a game. What we want is to use that in a very effective way. We're in September. We started in August, so it's 1 month. Many players take time to get in the team. He'll do that without any problem. I personally prefer him as a box-to-box player because he has the engine. He has the power. He has the long passes. He likes to come deep and distribute the game. I'd say he kind of, as you saw in his build-up to the penalty, we've kind of absolved Xhaka beyond the obvious. You still have to defend, but absolved him of being a kind of defensive player for us because it's not him, and we've kind of doubled down on what he's kind of good at. He has the engine to have an impact with his runs. Yeah, so that was in 2016, and you're kind of seeing the fruits of the labor sort of thing now. Fabrizio Romano reveals Marseille once again tried to get Saliba, but he's untouchable. Hopefully he gets a new deal. Marseille had a direct meeting with Saliba's agent in August, he told, but then it was impossible to negotiate on a fee because Arsenal, as they considered William untouchable, it's not even a direct talk. Again, great stuff. Gerrard spoke on Douglas Luiz in the build-up to the weekend, people. He remains tight-lipped on the future of Douglas Luiz, people. He was not interested in signing a new deal. Scrolling all the way down, apparently Arsenal are still interested in signing him in January, people, despite having 2 or 3 bids in the summer turned down. When asked, he said no news in terms of him extending his stay here. So that situation hasn't changed. But what I would say is that he's very focused and trains well. Am I surprised by the speculation? No, because we have got a young Brazilian player who is a fantastic talent. So I expect to be asked this question a lot as the season progresses. We want him to stay here. The owners were very strong in keeping him here. We didn't obviously want to lose him on the final day. And he's performed very well since. And he has trained very well. And he's ready to go at the weekend. So, yeah, obviously, we'll have to see in January where that one's gone. Edu leads 4-club chase for Bayern Leverkusen World Cup. Centre-back tip for starring role for underdogs at the World Cup. Arsenal are reportedly considering a move for Bayern Leverkusen youngster and Ecuador international Piero Hicapi. He arrived in Europe in the summer of last year, and he's left his Argentine club, and he seems to be doing all right. I don't know too much about him, but, you know, anyone that's been watching Hudson Odoi, there must be something there. But apparently Arsenal are not the only club in the hunt. We're one of several. So it's an Italian journal. It's an Italian journal speaking on a player that's Argentine playing over there at Bayern Leverkusen. Or what an English club's going to do, I don't know. But Napoli, Roma, AC Milan have also been credited with interest. 22 million quid. I mean, if he is good, why not, man? There's room for another centre back. I would like someone that's a couple more years on him. That's a bit different to what we already have. But if he's got potential, bring him through. Really, why not? Why not? So we'll have to see. What's this? I mean, we've been linked with Jesper Limstrong again. Apparently, we're planning a move on him in January. We heard that. I mean, he spoke on being linked with Arsenal as well. And he's kind of played down interest because it's not the time to talk. So we'll have to see what's going on there. Juventus, despite being into, you know, didn't they commit to 2 years with Locatelli? We've been linked with Locatelli again. I'd love to sign him. You lot can go around the houses with him again. I'm not. Juventus are ready to offload Manuel Locatelli in January, with Arsenal waiting in the wings to land the Italy midfielder. You know, following Euro 2020, he snubbed us from Sassuolo. He joined on an initial 2-year loan with the Serie A giants, obligated to turn his temporary stay into a permanent transfer for 30 million. Allegri, who might not even be there by the end of the summer, has been left underwhelmed. So we'll have to see, man. And he's struggling. If Juventus really was the club of your dreams and all that tosh, are you really going to give it up after a year or two? I don't know, people, but we'll have to see. Conte criticizes the use of VAR. Mate, he made a stupid challenge, Conte. Why didn't you try and win the game? You lot sat back and respected us. You never reacted. In England, I have to be honest, it's very difficult because they don't have the same line threshold. Boy, and when Harry Kane is backing into players, he's kneeling players. What's being said? Or Romero's not getting a yellow. Shut up, man. You're just sour. Your extensions aren't even real. I like Conte as a gaffer. In Italy, our referees on Thursday, they stay together to work the video to try and improve. That's great. You're in England, mate. Fuck out of here with all of that. In this period, they scored the third goal. It was really difficult. The red card killed the game. So what do you think happened to us at the Emirates? What the hell? You play stupid games, stupid surprises. Stupid prizes are won. You were well and truly beat. I'm not even going to read none of this, man. You was well and truly beaten before it got down to 10 men. You just flattered us with that, and we could start having a party. You know, you weren't efficient in the final third, of course. You know, you lot respected us too much. You let the Emirates crowds eat you whole. Get the hell out of here, man. Focusing on what my gaffer said. Again, his winning mentality, this is in relation to Jesus. The way he trains every day, the confidence he brings to the team, he has taken us to a different level. Crazy. They were phenomenal from the beginning. We went for it with amazing support. We created a great energy in the stadium, and we deserved to win. We were free. We were courageous, brave, and we went for it. This is what we demand the players to do. Didn't Conte tell Arteta to stop complaining? Funny that, innit? Shut up, man. You could feel the connection with the players, the staff, and the crowd. I'm so happy because it was a beautiful game, a beautiful day. Yeah, Charles Romero, this and that, making mistakes. Hugo Lloris shook. Son Anonymous, Kane not on nothing. Shout Richarlison, Brazilian and that. Meaty. I heard Jed Spence's sister is doing verbal and chattings on Instagram about why her brother should be playing. Your brother shit, blood. Like, cuz don't come round here. Smash the like button, man. It's not you lot's fault. We got some demons out here. Away from all of that, he's a fiend. I can't lie. Gabriel Jesus has been gassing up my guy Endrick. Endrick is the truth. Arsenal are apparently one of the many teams. This Endrick brother at Palmeiras, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. You know, it needs to happen. We're not getting Endrick, but yeah, man. Bro. And he said, we've got two, I think his advisor said, we've got two examples, Vinicius Jr. and Martinelli, and we talk about them a lot, showing him what their daily routine is like. Come to the Emirates and go and see that, man. Forget all of that. Martinelli, too, may be back starting games again, but he spent almost a year at Arsenal without regular football. So we explained to him that it doesn't matter if you're a top-class player, you still have to work twice as hard, which is true. Ramsdale was called our players Rolls Royces, people. What has he said on Saliba? He fits in really well. It's a credit to him that he's been put straight into the team. He's a bit of a Rolls Royce with the way he moves, and he has never seen phase. He's still a young boy, so still makes mistakes. So at the minute, it's either Ben White, myself, Gabriel, or Partey digging him out, and he is digging other people out as well, as it should be. That is the main thing at the moment. Our mistakes aren't leading to too many things. That is the sign of a team with good characters in and around that back five, which is true. The experiences at the end last season are adding to our team spirit and mentality. It's not just the lads who have come in who have brought this winning mentality. We all have this fire burning inside because of what happened at the end of last season. Make sure that's said in January, that's said in May. That is shown in all aspects. We spoke about before the game to play the game and not the occasion, and that's what we did. What did I say the first minute of my live stream? I shouldn't be here. I should be in the dressing room. The day I returned to preseason 2 weeks late through internationals, I came back and the standard of training had increased. From the start of the season, we played really well in games and we were winning. That helps. It's a never say die attitude. The way I would word it is F it mentality. Who cares? We have conceded. Amen. We have got 10 minutes, 70 minutes. We will play our game. We'll never run out of time. That is a big thing for us and the manager. We don't stop working, and that's what you need. Mistakes happen. React to it. Martinelli tipped to become one of the world's best after dazzling derby display. That's according to Granit Xhaka. He has said, Gabriel Martinelli has a lot to be one of the best. He goes 100 miles per hour. He has to push himself with how far he can go. He has the team and everything around him to help him. When Mikel came 3 years ago, he said he needed time, and you can see the results. We have a big squad. I don't know if we have a big squad. We do have a lot of potential, and we are showing it on the pitch, but we need to keep going. We have a different type of spirit and mentality in the team, and you can see that. Long may it continue. Apparently, Arsenal target wants to follow in Xhaka's footsteps. We've been linked with him, people. This Ardon Jansari guy, who's played 5 times in the Swiss Super League. He's been linked with teams in Italy, Ajax, Napoli, Nice, and Sociedad, so all around the continent. Comparisons with Xhaka make me proud, but I have to keep my feet on the ground and continue to perform. Following a career like Xhaka's would be a dream. When I sit at the table with older players, they quickly realize that I'm a mature person. That's how the players know me. Crazy. Okay, but where does that say anything about following into Arsenal? Fair enough, we got done there. Is what it is. Apparently, Odegaard reveals Partey's strike was pre-planned, people. It was a great goal. And I said, watching the game again, there were a couple of times where we're trying to knock it to the sides, but Partey would have a shot. Some would have a shot and it would get blocked. So maybe shooting from outside the area was something Arteta was praising. It was a great goal. We knew before the game he was going to be free in those areas. We practiced that a lot to find him in those areas, and he made a great shot. I think he played a great game as well. So a lot of credit to him. And, of course, the team. He said, I think it was crucial. We dominated the game from the start, but they scored out of nothing, and it was important to strike back and get the momentum again and the energy. So I think it was crucial to get the second goal. I'll be back with you lot. I'm airing you lot, but don't worry, your comments will be circled back over, people. From that moment, smash the like button. From that moment, I think we controlled the game again, and it was a solid win in the end. It's always nice when you get 2 goals up, and then after that, when they had one man less, we could keep the ball, and I think they suffered a lot. And he said, that's who we play for the fans. We know how much they help us. We know how much they believe in us now. We want to give them something back. All the games this year, they've been amazing, and it's nice to give them this win back. It was a top atmosphere, and I just have to say thank you to the fans for all their support this year and for this game. It's amazing to play out there. Shout out the Gunners, man. We mean business. You know, shout out the pictures and that. Conte. My team. Yeah. We're looking at all of them. Yeah. Crazy. Who's that? Are you want to get out Saliba's pocket, Harry Kane? You got your little scumbag, penalty prick. Best centre back in the Prem, they said. Shut up about this Romero bullshit. If you're in the back 3, you're fucking shit, mate. Pardon the French. Nah, he's good, man, but if you are in the back 3, you can't be that good defensively. So yeah, shout out the Demons. Yeah. We're laughing. They thought they was turning up and winning, blood. Never. French link up there. You signed for the wrong team, man. The gaffer. Ram Dizzy. Granite Xhaka. Xhakadinho. The gaffer again. Light work. Shut up, Conte, man. Every word from Mikel Arteta. Let's see what he said, people. On the performance, I'm really happy. It was a great performance, a great win with an incredible atmosphere to play in. I'm so grateful to all the people that connect with the team in such a special way. I'm really happy because it was an opportunity to make a lot of people happy and proud, and I think we have delivered that to all of them. I think we deserve to win the game. Yes, on if he was worried about the equalizer, you're going to have those moments against Spurs and all big teams. You have the feeling every time with the way they connect with their front three that something can happen, and you have to live with that. I don't think we played with that in the back of our heads, and that's where you could really feel the players from the beginning with the courage, determination, freedom, and energy to go for it. This is what we demanded from them. On who gave the pre-game talk, weren't the photographer. He said he did. On the reaction he got to his team talk, yes, I could sense the passion in the players every day since they came back from the international break. They were ready and focused for it. It's so meaningful. We know what is at stake this game, and it goes a little bit further than just the 3 points. And there was talk the game might even be cancelled. I mean, Spurs, you might as well have asked us to postpone it. You have to play with that passion and that coolness in your head. I think the players did, and did it brilliantly today. The moment that ball was going into the net, I could see it going in. And then obviously the celebration on Partey, or making 22 passes before the goal. If we can score in one, I'd prefer it. It's quicker, you're closer to goal, and it's easier to do. It's the way we play that we train for every single day. But I think as a team, that connection and understanding of what we want to do is reflected in that action. On what the result dictates the direction of the club, sort of thing. Absolutely, I think it started in the dressing room. When you get the right people and the right players and they start to connect with each other, it takes it to another level with all the members of staff that are a huge part of the team. And it doesn't matter at what level, it can be at the highest level. When they start to connect, you can then deliver that to the pitch and start to transmit certain things on the pitch. And then you connect the way we have done with our fans, and it becomes something really powerful. I think this is the biggest success that this group of players are having. On if it's important to keep momentum throughout the winter, it is, because in this league, the next match we are going to play in the Europa League in a few days here, and it will be really tough. But we have that now, and it's so powerful and meaningful for us. Obviously, now the next step is to go and do many other things, but we have to, first of all, have what we have. And with the group of players and that connection, I think it is easier, and that something nice can happen. On gaining confidence from beating a top 6 side, 100%, because when you play such a big game, you want to win, and those opinions are correct, because when you look at the stats and if you just put it in that context, you can do it. It's how you give and receive information. It does affect you. On whether a win like this is a message to other opponents, yeah, obviously he's going to say, is it just beating Spurs, really? On whether this kind of result and style of play is a vindication of the decisions of a manager, yes, but I don't see it from that perspective. You know what we're trying to do. This is for Arsenal Football Club. We are ready because our history tells us a certain way to play and a way to be. That's what we have to translate. What are certain beliefs into behaviors and habits? This is what we tried to do. He then was obviously impressed we went in for the kill. Yes, because a lot of them are really young. Just to go through those emotions and to understand what the game really demands right now, that's something that can be a little bit tricky. But I think they are really intelligent and really mature in the way they handle the situation. They did what I think the game demanded, just demanded in the moment. It's nice to be top of the table. He said it's always great looking at and seeing the club where it is in this position. It's great. It gives you a great feeling, obviously, but we are focused. It is a really hungry and humble team. Believe me, we know where we are. There's nothing that we have done yet, and there are still a lot of things to improve. Careful, because when I say I'm seen as being negative, thank you, Gaffer. And this is what I like about Arteta. That's the direction that we are taking. On when it is time to start us taking us seriously for title contenders, forget all of that. We're not title contenders. Like he said, I'll leave it to you guys. Honestly, we are just at the start. We are really happy with where we are, and understanding that you cannot control everything because emotion is related, and the table says what it says, but it's not something that we look at. I mean, obviously they look at the table, but he's not going to correlate that to the public, rightly so. So yeah, with that being said, that is the press conference, the latest news, and all of that sort of stuff, people. Arteta press conference. So yeah, man, I left you lot alone for time, people. Done you lot really dirty. Let's scroll all the way down. What are you guys saying, people? Shout out to you, Manny, once again. Martinelli versus Trent's going to be lit. Leeds away will be more difficult than Liverpool, in my opinion. All games are difficult. I hope you're right, really. I hope we win both. Listen, I just want to focus on Liverpool. This is what is directly in front of us, and we can only deal with this really and truly. Once again, people, one love for getting me to 50,000 subscribers. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Sorry, I just need to put my phone on charge because I don't want to go to the gym with a dead phone. It would be a massive L now, wouldn't it? That gym workout's going to be sweet. I blame Eriksen for United's loss. I think if you blame a single player, there's problems. I do think at the set pieces, he weren't good enough and there was a run made off him, but several United players had runs made off them. The team, you conceded 6 goals. You have to, it's the collective. Signed the thing, Saka. Go for Sesko after Leipzig. He's going to cost a pretty penny and he just signed over there, man. Son didn't touch the ball in our box. All or nothing, baby. Good afternoon, DG. Congrats on 50K. Road to 100 next. Appreciate that. And we stifled them, Paul, man. Their attackers were dead. The only time they really did something is obviously Son starting the counter-attack, playing a 1-2 with Kane. Obviously, Richarlison then was taken down. Crazy stuff, man. Love for the super chat, my dude. Easy transaction, nice pay. 25 Arsenal pay 25. We could get Mudruk. They keep Pepe. I don't think it's gonna work like that, but yeah, man. Why not? I hope we do win the league, but it's a title challenge thing, man. I'd love it for it to be a title challenge thing, but let's just focus on top 4, man. DG, bro, great win, but let's keep it up. There's 30 more games left. Again, exactly 30 different conclusions with different protagonists and different villains. If we beat Liverpool on Sunday, then we're off to the races. Liverpool feels like a massive stumbling block for this team, for this club and team, given recent performances versus them. I say if we beat Liverpool at Anfield, we have progress. I say if we just beat them home and away, we've been getting smacked in it. Just win the games. Appreciate that. Crazy stuff, man. Really and truly. Absolutely crazy stuff. I hope Liverpool play like crap. I think we all do. Someone said I used your thumbnail. Where did I use it, mate? I saw an image on Google and I added a live stream to it. Like, what are you talking about? That's not going to get you any subscribers, my guy, but hope that gets you some views, man. Suck your mum through a straw 1,000,000 times. Anyways, Conte's the biggest sore loser, hypocrite. I mean, the best managers are sore losers, the best players, the best sports thingies. To be fair, I'm just bantering. Conte did give us our praise where need be. You know, not that he wanted to. He gave us our fair dues, but yeah, man, it did sound like sour grapes. And, you know, everyone in life's a hypocrite, but you can't be digging out Arteta, drawing him out. Oh, he's looking for excuses, and you're getting onto VAR. Because VAR probably should have picked up on Kane. I don't know how Romero walked away without getting in any real trouble, but he did, innit? So we move. Liverpool are going to turn up. I can see it, but I wouldn't mind the draw. I mean, listen, should we have a lot of confidence going into the Liverpool game? Of course. Should we, you know, confidence with how we've playing, confidence with how we've been playing, you know, confidence as to Liverpool's form, yeah, but you know, form goes out the window. I still think we've got a mental block. You got, you know, the way the games are now coming, it's going to be a test on everybody's legs now, fitness level wise. It always comes out. A lot of these players, you know, are playing with little knocks and niggles and all of these sort of things, people. So we're going to have to see what go on, really. I expect Liverpool to not look like the Liverpool they have, but, you know, there's never been a better time to play them because of results and what's going on with their injuries and with our confidence. But you've got to earn the right to play, man. You know, you've just got to earn the right to play. I'm just seeing this come across on The Athletic in relation to Saliba. William Saliba suggests talks have started over new Arsenal contract. Saliba has suggested early talks have begun over signing a new contract. And I mean, we've heard this with Saka. So it's nice to see it's going in the right direction, people. On that, someone said Charles Watts has got something as well. So 1 second before we actually begin reading this, folks. So yeah, let's see what's being said here. As you know, his contract expires in 2024. We need to tie the 21-year-old down. He said, we'll see. They talk a bit. We'll see. And that's good for him. It's not, it's not his job, innit? Leave it to your advisor. I waited a long time for my first North London derby. I enjoyed it since the first minute to the end, and I'm so happy. It's a derby, a big game where all the fans and players want to win. I like to play big games like this, lovely, because you need to be a big game player in this thing, really. We've got Glint on Thursday, and then obviously it's another big game for you, Saliba. And he said, I'm so happy. I move all these cookies, man. Allow me, man. I'm so happy Saliba confirms contract talks. I mean, is this what we just said? I mean, that is the same exact comments in it, really. Shout out Saliba, come a long way from getting sent off for the under-23s and that, and playing MK Dons. But yeah, it looks like that was the same things via the Athletic there, people. But since we're on goal.com, they got anything? Oh, group stage draw. How do you just find Arsenal? Let's see exactly what Arsenal said, if they have said anything. Obviously, we've renewed our Adidas contract. What's this saying? Martinelli's being tracked by Chelsea. Of course, he's an upgrade on Pulisic and Ziyech. We've been linked with the next Haaland, as we've seen already, allegedly next Haaland. Arsenal competing with Spurs for Asensio. Aren't we bored of hearing this? We always hear about this. It's getting a bit boring now. But yeah, he's frustrated about his lack of game time. His contract is running out. And Mendes is his agent, who we've worked with. Nothing really new there, really. So, yeah, Women's Champions League 22-23 group stage draw. Arsenal face Lyon, PSG, Chelsea get PSG. Let's see who Arsenal got. Shout out to us. Who's in our group? Group C, Lyon, Juventus, Zurich. Yeah, us, Lyon, Juventus, Zurich. Good play for us. Obviously, big up to everybody who was at my watch along for that, where we obviously watched the ladies get on. That was a dramatic game, Ajax tried to make the goal smaller. They were doing bare nonsense. They tried to make the goal smaller. They were fouling us. Unfortunately, Beth Mead got concussed. They were trying to rattle us. Crazy. Yeah, man, we keep going. Has anyone noticed how good Zinchenko's heading is? It's like a perfect technique. Congrats on the 50k, DG. Well deserved. Great level head content always. Wish you further future success. Keep going, bro. Finally, some Champions League content next season. Appreciate that. Hey, let's not count our chickens before they hatch, man. Congrats, Fuad, man. It's a congrats for you lot. Without you lot, it would be crazy. I don't think we'll. I think you mean we'll get top 4 without bringing in a midfielder in Jan. Same, man, because it could be like last year where you look at Spurs and us last season. Whatever you say about anything, Bentancur and Kulusevski gave them almost another dimension, and it gave them a boost in the season. We didn't sign anyone in Jan. We just let players go. And then obviously when you respectfully to them, when you start having to rely on, Tavares, El Nene, Rob Holding, Cedric and Tavares in particular, when you have to start relying on these lot, you're always going to be in trouble. Like, you're always going to get in trouble. Like, you lot know this. I know this. Is what it is. You can get away with it game to game, and obviously it wasn't just these lot were the reasons, but there's a drop off. And what I like about Ben White and Zinchenko is obviously they need to defend, but a big part with Cedric and Tavares, it killed the little build up play we had last season. We play differently. Obviously, pardon me, with Tomiyasu and Tierney versus Ben White and Zinchenko, but it gives us a bit defensively, and it doesn't kill us going forward. So the Sakas, the Martinellis, the Odegaards, Xhaka thrown into that Gabriel Jesus, it's not really killed like that. So we'll have to see how things develop, man. Love for you lot's talking points. You lot are moving brazy. Chelsea are moving mad. They're still in talks to sign this Gavardol, brother, alongside Nkunku. Must be nice. Must be nice. They're signing a striker without even signing a sporting director. It's crazy, man. Must be nice. The way Chelsea's going, I can't lie, man. But it's going crazy. It's going absolutely crazy. But I think the direction they're going in is scary, man. But we have to move. We move, man. We move. So yeah, man. Arsenal have held the first round of contract talks with Saliba. It's never going to get there overnight. So hopefully we get over there with him, Saka, Martinelli. We move in the right direction. But yeah, man, just hope we keep it going in it, really. But yeah, for extra live streams, follow me on Twitch. Champions League and FA Cup final, people, 4:30. All or nothing, man. That year-long injury ruined Asensio. Is Luiz good enough for you? I mean, he's not going to shake up the thing, but wouldn't mind him. Big up Stylish. 67 more likes until 200. Yeah. Why is your comment not coming up, Frank? There it is. The Arsenal women and men's team showed them who really runs North London. We dealt with them on both levels. Amen. I want to beat them at their place, man. We haven't won there. That used to be in my short 27 years, that used to be an easy banker, man. Conte just sets up his team not to lose, man. And there's only so much, we've got Conte, he's a winner and all of that. There's only so much that's going to take you. The way Spurs are playing is not sustainable. It's not that they can't build on it, but they've just been typically changing things here and there, like, and just changing games in the last 15 minutes. That's not going to happen, really. So we're going to have to see what happens in that regards. But boy, your guess is as good as mine, man. I'm just happy that we've started the weekend off to a great week. Sorry, off the back of a great weekend, off to a great start. We're keeping it moving, really. Main issue are the Kroenke still absolute waste of space. Why are we getting linked to Luiz Mudruk when Chelsea are getting in Nkunku? We should be going for Savic and Diaby. I mean, we're doing two different things, really, in two different ways, really. I don't disagree with you, but the owner's not going to do that, really. And it's not just him, several other owners, so we're not going to get like that. What I would say is when there has been money to spend or be proactive, I'll share your frustration, but I don't think any successes or failures can be solely blamed on Mikel Arteta as well, but be on the Kroenkes, especially this season and last. So yeah, man, it is what it is. DG, is it time to give Gabby a rest and put White centre back with Tomiyasu right back? That could probably happen in the Europa League. Don't think that's happening anytime soon. Opinions on bringing Ndidi as a competitor for Partey? It's a no from me. I think Ndidi's decent, but from what Leicester are going to want, it's a no from me. I'm not really a fan of Ndidi like that. Puts in a shift, but not really the best of players. One too many bozo gene in him. Not really expansive as well. Enough with a football. It's meaty, man. I'm not really for that, man, if I'm completely honest with you. Any players we can offer 200k a week need to be accepted by the whole squad as the elite players in the dressing room. Would Saliba on 200 grand upset White and Gabriel? It's down for their agents. Of course, naturally, you're going to want more money. I don't think people are pocket watching, but that's down to the club, really. You know, I don't think people are going to say, you're on more money than me, you're better than me. It seems that we have harmony. Them things, they're irrelevant. You know, what I could say, I don't think Saliba's going to get 200 grand a week as his next contract. I think Saka's more likely to get that, but you earn it, really. The only problem that would mean is if you want to renegotiate White's contract, obviously his agent is going to sit there and go, well, Saliba got this, White's playing and he needs this, but I can't say they're going to get upset or anything because of that. Bit random, but I think we should go back for Bruno Gomares. Obviously be expensive, but that's what we get for fumbling twice before. Probably more than we could afford, you know, because he's a great player and going to cost a lot more because he showed his quality, but he's going to cost even more because Newcastle can't afford to let him go. Really, how much is he going to cost? What's his wages going to be? I'm all for Bruno Gomares, but they're going to make us charge us an arm and a leg. They're going to make us pay more than he's worth, which rightly so they should. That's what clubs should do, really. They have no reason to sell him, especially when you want good players. 9 times out of 10, they're not necessarily available. So I don't know, man. Shout Jesus, because Gabriel Jesus has still never lost a Premier League game in which he has scored in 51 games, 48 wins, 3 draws. I mean, that's going to be dead at Arsenal, but it needs to keep going, man. I heard Reams want Balogun on a permanent transfer. What do you think? Unless they offer us something stupid, I can't see it happening. I remember seeing Arsenal going up to 100 mil for Nkunku. Shows complete BS from journalists. Exactly. You know, but where Chelsea are concerned, he's trying his best to leave his mark on that club, man. So it looks like they're going to be doing half decent things. As long as we get a midfielder in January, I don't really care what other people are doing. That I would like a midfielder that significantly raises the curtain of the midfield, but I don't think we're going to get that. So if we can get someone that's just a body, competent, consistent, and confident in his abilities, then he makes the squad stronger and he further puts healthy pressure on players already at this team, you know, threat for places and that, then Bob's your uncle and everyone's a winner. Moses Caicedo lit, but he's going to cost a pretty penny once again, you know. And now that Chelsea have got Potter, he's probably already doing the Buki hookups and that, you know. When Konku's taking medicals on the sly, this is what Chelsea are on. So again, be linked with Douglas Luiz, Caicedo, Neves, Dream Chase, Locatelli, Milinkovic-Savic. Be linked with all of them. Just make sure you bring someone in, and it doesn't help me if you don't. Make sure you get a player in. That's all I require. Just get a player in. We'll deal with the rest later. Simple as that. Essentially, if I'm completely honest with you. So, yeah, man, we'll deal with that. So, yeah, I don't think I've missed out anything. With that being said, you know, with this being the second of the 2 live streams, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to go have some lunch. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to be live at 4:30, people. So, yeah, make sure you're all there if you can be. As usual, appreciative of you lot getting me to 50,000. Obviously, it's watch-along business this week. Again, we will be doing a watch-along for Arsenal, Liverpool. Tuesday, Wednesdays, Champions League live streams across Twitch and YouTube. Thursday, we're going to watch Arsenal in the Europa League. Content, and more content. Appreciative of all you lot support, man. Appreciate that. Before we get out of here, last question. What midfielding jam would you like to see come in, DG? I understand the expensive point, but we need a solid out-and-out anchor man when things aren't going great. Honestly, I don't know, man, because the players that we've been linked with that I would like, I don't think we're going to go and get, man. So, I don't know. I am a fan of Locatelli, so if there is any truth, get it done. But again, you've got to be naturally pessimistic. Maybe, you know, you get Danilo just on the basis of scouting, the Douglas Luizes, the Telemans, these guys, ours that have been linked with us in the last 72 hours, they're contracted until 2023. I don't know if Arsenal genuinely want to go for them. One thing's assured, there'll be no Arthur Melo links because he's still at Liverpool. How befitting would it be Arthur Melo plays against Arsenal and has a good game? But yeah, man, on that note, you lot enjoy what's left of your Monday. Hope you're all in good health. Hope you have a great start to the week and you move closer to your personal and private lives. One love of supporting all my content in general, much less today. Stay blessed, stay safe. Smash the like button, subscribe. If you haven't, comment your opinions. I'm out.
There's always that active and defending. I think it's like